girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. So we are back with another episode of Travel Diaries, but it is the first Q&A of the Travel Diaries. I definitely feel like I want to bring a few more Q&As in, because in the comments of previous videos there's a lot of questions about like areas and everything like that. So it may be that there will be a few more question and answers within the Travel Diaries, but I thought the best one to kick off with first was solo travel. I know that solo travelling is becoming quite more popular, or not as uncommon as it potentially was a few years ago, and don't get me wrong, I was absolutely bricking it last year when I done my first one on my own, and there were some things that I wish I'd known beforehand. However, I have my trusty old iPad, which I feel like I need to get a new case for. I feel like this may be on its way out. I mean, there is nothing wrong with it. Well, the back is a little bit marked, but this I think I got off of Etsy if I remember correctly, and ow, just hit my glasses. She has done me well, but I just feel maybe a new fresh, or will I leave her out until the end of the year? I'm not too sure. I've got my Dream World Coca-Cola because I'm still loving this. I ransacked Tesco again because it was down to 20p and grabbed the last 5 cans that I could find. So yes, and you will see we have some little heart cushions because of course it is the month of love. And yes, Stitch is still there peeping away. We are not getting rid of all of Christmas in this household. Stitch will forever be a permanent figure in my room. So, shall we stop waffling on? I'm also tucked under my heated throw because I would like to feel like I am abroad with the heat on my legs. Let's just get into it, shall we? So, if you are not aware, my lovelies, I always ask over on my Instagram channels, either my lifestyle and my food, everything like that. I'll always do a little question box where I say, guys, this month's Sit Down with Shan, Travel Diaries, anything that I need your interaction on when it's, say, like a mukbang with me and Mama G, I'll always ask you over on my Instagram. And that way, I love getting some questions from you, because otherwise I would just be sitting here rabbiting away and you probably would not give a hoot, would you? However, there was quite a few responses, let's just say. How many? I've got 4 pages of them today. We're on a good one. So let's kick it off. Wish I had the guts to do it. You know what, my lovelies? That's what I would think. When I saw someone going travelling on their own, I'd be like, yes, you go. You go and live your life. I could never do that. And then when circumstances changed, and my first solo travel was to the log cabin last year, to the Lake District. And I didn't think that was too bad because it was still in the UK. Okay, it was like 6 hours just over away from home, but I was in the UK. I had, as always, done plenty of prior preparation where I had known my area. I knew what I was going to do. I knew where I was going to be. I've just realised I haven't got earrings in. Oh my goodness, I feel so naked. Please ignore my little baby earlobes. I just realised, I just looked in the viewfinder and thought, I haven't got earrings. Okay, as you can tell, we're having like a chill pamper day. No earrings allowed. I done my kind of research, I would say. I knew when I was up there I wanted to do maybe something historical or something to do with like the culture or the area. So I done a gin tour. My first ever gin distillery tour. My first ever tour, really, for a distillery. Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. I actually have my bottle of gin chilling in the fridge as we speak, because I may or may not have booked another one for my one this year, which I'm actually going next week. Yeah, I just loved it. I like to have a plan. So I would love to go away and not leave that cabin. That is what I would love. But me being me, I can't do that. I have to have things planned. So when I went away to the Lake District, I didn't actually do any hiking in the lakes. People were saying, Shannon, you have gone to one of like the most infamous places and you haven't done anything. So this year when I go to the Peak District, I am going to make sure that I try and do a little bit of hiking. I like to see if there's any shopping places around, how far I am from the nearest town. As I say, either like historical or something to do with that area. I also like to see if on my complex I can get like a massage or something. I'll always have a meal out as well. With the log cabins, you basically just cook for yourself. It's like a little home from home. However, my previous experience with log cabins, whenever I used to go before, I would always be the cook. And then it's not really a break for you. So I have made a conscious effort last year and also this year. I will not be cooking much. When I arrive there, I normally get like a ready meal because I'll do a food shop in the morning. I'll get like a nice ready meal for the first night because you don't get there till normally late. Check-in is normally between 4 and 5 o'clock. However, this one, because of the particular lodge that I'm in, I can actually check in from 2. So I thought that's great because I can check in and then go on like a little walk and get used to the area. Well, the mountains, let's just say. And then I like to plan it so it's like, right, Tuesday, shopping day. Wednesday, local area, like historical day or whatever. And then I like to do my tours on the last day. I like to like round out the experience with a little bit of a bang. I also do love to try and find a farm, a zoo or an aquarium. I do love animals and I am such a child. Like this year I have booked something. I've booked a farm. And it's not till I actually booked the tickets and then looked at the photos. It looks like it should all be for children. I am going to be the biggest child there. I'm going to be there. And of course I will vlog it. Oh my goodness, what's happened to my nail? There we go. I done a fresh set on my nails. What do you think, guys? I went for like a taupey mocha brown. I thought very neutral. Very neutral for the month of love. I was going to go red, but I thought red is still my winter colour, I think. So yeah, I would say when you look at someone and think, oh, I wish I had the guts, go do it. It may be, so for me, starting off doing stuff on my own was grabbing a coffee on my own. Going shopping on my own. However, from like circumstances before, I was used to going and doing like things like shopping on my own because men just don't really like shopping, do they? So I was kind of used to it. But yeah, it's just like little baby steps. And then obviously I was adamant I was not gonna not go abroad last year. So I was like, you know what? I took the plunge and I flew off to Dominican Republic for 2 weeks. One of the most scariest times of my life, but when I got there, my goodness, I wouldn't change it for the world. I changed the build up. If you saw all the holiday vlogs, I changed the build up, but I wouldn't change the holiday. So I would say maybe start off with little bits and bobs. I'd say like grabbing a coffee, going shopping, maybe just going to like a nearby little town or something, or just going to a park for a little bit of a walk on your own company, and see how you feel, my lovelies. Because after you've done it, you'll think there's nothing to be scared of. And it doesn't matter if, say, like, because obviously I vlog and people sometimes give a weird look. You're never going to see them people again in your life. Well, probably, touch wood, you never would. I mean, who knows what fate has in store for us. But, yeah, I just think, nah, not going to see you. I'm going to live my life. Another one, my lovely, says, did you feel safe when away alone? Right. If you know me, you know I'm the biggest hothead and panic head, ain't I? I like organisation, I like structure, and my holiday in the run-up last year had none of that. I had quite a lot major changing before my holiday. 2 days before they changed my flight, 2-3 weeks before they changed my hotel. So my structure and organisation went off. In terms of feeling safe, so I've always been a very conscientious person when it comes to, say, documents, money, everything like that. I made sure that when I was on the plane, my carry case went up, but I had like a little wallet that had my cash, my cards, my passport, and that would go in the seat, you know, your little pocket on the plane. That went there along with my electricals because I was very weary. If I fell asleep, you never know. And I think if I fell asleep and you've got someone next door to you, no one's really going to try and come across and do anything on a plane. When I got there, it is very daunting. I don't know if it is for men as well, but I found as a woman, when you come out of the plane, you get your luggage and everything, and you're walking through, depending where you go, it may not be like this everywhere, but the locals do tend to suss. They will watch, and then if you're not turning around or no one's like following you, they will know that you're on your own. They'll be like, oh, do you want me to push your luggage? Da da da. I fell sucker to that. I did not have a clue where I was going in the Dominican airport, so I was like, you know what? I need to get myself a little friend who helped me, but then they expect the tips. Oh goodness, what is going on here? Sorry guys, Mama G's just messaging. Do you want chicken shop? No, Mum. No, Mum. I'm doing a pasta bake tonight. No, thank you, Mother. Aye, aye, aye. And you have to like say to her, remember mum, like I've got pasta bake cooking. Oh yeah. I'm not liking these short nails still though, guys. They are growing, but they are a little bit still you know? Right, let's have a look. So, when I got there, I felt sucker, and I had a gentleman take my luggage to the coach, and then he was like, and I was like, oh God, I don't know what you give. I gave $5. I was just like, there you go, like a little tip. He didn't look too happy, so I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it was a big tip, but hey ho, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, but that is how they make their living. When I got to the hotel, I did feel very safe. Obviously there was problems with my room, and I was fortunate enough to get upgraded. So I got upgraded to the private section of the hotel, and you know what, I feel like that really helped me for my first time traveling on my own, because it was secluded, so I wasn't in a main pool area, which I feel like I was still kind of, I still have things with my body that I'm not entirely happy with, and to have it more in a secluded area and then not be so many people using that facility was a lot better, I think, for myself. It's just about being smart. It's being smart. Like if I was going on trips, I wouldn't be flashing my camera out. I would only be getting the camera out if, say for example, it was in a large group and other people had their cameras out. If not, you would have seen on the holiday footage, a lot of the trips was phone footage, because I just didn't feel comfortable in certain areas and on certain trips to have your camera out, because you never know. And my camera's my baby. She's had a new lens this year. If you've been following me from this year, we had a meltdown and the lens didn't smash or anything, but it just was black. It wouldn't register anything. So the epidemic, the problems that I had to get a lens fast tracked on delivery, because my camera is quite old. I don't feel like they do this model anymore. There's been a few upgrades since my one, but she's still my baby. She's still my baby. I did get out some of my old cameras to try and have as like a backup, and oh my goodness, the quality. You don't realise till you look back, do you, like how far technology has actually come. But yeah, in summing up, I did feel safe. I would just say it's all about being smart, being aware of your surroundings. And like, I like to drink in the evening, I'm not going to lie, but I would not get obliterated to the point that I would not know what I was doing. I would still be very, very aware of my surroundings. Look at this, what's she saying? Are you sure? Yes, mother, I'm sure. Aye. Are you sure? I've got all my bits for a pasta bake. I will be doing that pasta bake. So yes, just be aware, my lovelies. Did you go out in the evening alone or for dinner? Right, this was one of my biggest fears. This was what I spoke about in the run-up. I was not afraid to go on a trip in the middle of the mountains, go zip wiring. Well, actually, yes, I was kind of pooping my pants going zip lining. But going out for dinner was my big thing, because I thought, in the day, you're by the pool. A lot of people go to the pool by themselves. It could be that your partner's asleep or hungover or doing a thing, and it's not uncommon to see people on their own by the pool. Going for dinner, on the other hand, is very different. So I thought it could go one or two ways. It could be fine, and you wouldn't really get too many questions. Like, obviously you get questions, or it could go to the point where you get like bombarded and it's awkward and people stare and everything like that. Like, it could be that I was there with someone and we'd had a Barney for the night, and I was like, no, sod you, I'm going for dinner on my own. That is another scenario that could have happened, but no, I was there on my Jack Jones. The first meal I remember I went to in my hotel, it was called the Land Shark, and it was like an American bar and grill. And I walked in and they was like, table? I was like, yep, table for one. There's nothing worse for me. The only part that I found not embarrassing, but kind of like, oh, they sat me at a table for two right by the window, which I didn't mind, because It had a lovely scenery. I took my Kindle with me. This was another thing for the evenings. I always had my Kindle or my iPad, just so that you're not kind of sitting there twiddling your thumbs, you know. And they sat me by the window. And the only thing that kind of, I wouldn't say it made me sad the first night, but it does make you like, I'm here on my own, was when they cleared the cutlery and plate away opposite me. And then people know she's sitting here on her own. But they was more than pleasant, come over. The thing that I found funny was when you went to certain restaurants and they bring like the breads out to start. The amount of couples I saw arguing over the breads. I'm sitting there and I'm having all the carbs. You can sit there and argue how many slices you're each having. I never got half portions. That was another thing as well. Never ever did I get a half portion. I always got a full portion, full entrees, everything like that. It weren't like, well, she's on her own, we're not going to give it. Trust me, your girl likes food. And I was very, very thankful that I did actually have that as an option. And it was really nice. It was very calming. So I would get there, I would have my drink, I'd set up my Kindle on my iPad. On my iPad, it may be that I was watching a video, so I'd have my headphone in. Normally, most of the time, I would like to take my Kindle because I would still like to be in the atmosphere with the music of the restaurant and be able to look around. I'd prop that up, I'd have my food, I'd look around, I'd take a few pictures, I'd be vlogging as I was eating and everything like that. And then at the end of the night, I'd go up and I would still go over to the main area for where they would have live singers and your bands and karaoke and everything like that. And I made a conscious effort after dinner. I'd normally go down for dinner, I would say between 7:30 to 8, sometimes 8:30, depending on the reservations you could get. But I always like to be down for entertainment. For about 9, half 9 was when the good people started to come on. I'd sit there for at least half hour, which to you might not seem a lot, but it would be enough for me to just chill, have a drink, which was either a rum and coke or a Baileys. And then at 10 o'clock, because of the time difference, I would always have a FaceTime with one of my friends. And I'd be like, right, now I'm on my way back to the room, and they would know that I was safe, and then we'd just chat. I would say, once you overcome the initial, I'm going for dinner on my own, after that first night, I did not care. I did not worry going for lunch on my own, because again, lunch could be you've left your other half at the pool and you're coming for food. It was only the dinner time that I got a little bit, because I'm like, people are going to know I'm on my own. But it doesn't matter. When I went down to the bar before dinner, I'd have a few drinks. The waiters were very, very good. The first few times they'd be like, oh, partner, like no. And they was really good in my hotel. When I had my drinks, which was pretty much Baileys every night, they would bring the bottle to me, open and pour it in my glass, and the waiters would say like, we know in England spiking, and I'm like, yeah, that's quite a big thing in England, which unfortunately is not the greatest. And they would just like try and do things that would make you feel a bit more comfortable. And if I was sitting reading my Kindle and someone come over, they would be the first to come over and be like, are you all right? I'd be like, oh yeah, or actually I need to go for my reservation. They'd be like, come on, we'll go for your reservation. So I did feel really safe. I feel if you go and you give off that you are scared, it's all about winging it. It's all about winging it and bluffing it. You could be pooping your pants inside, but you got to walk into that restaurant with your head held high. The only one as well that I felt a little bit thin was when I went into the steakhouse, because that was posh. I dressed up, I had a really nice dress. I got dressed up most nights. There's a few nights it was like no makeup and flats, but most nights I had heels on. I got dressed up and I walked in, it was kind of like, oh. But I sat there, I had my steak, I had my sides, I had my sauce. Your girl was happy, okay? I was happy and I loved my life out there. Another one. Now this is a big topic about the money side of it. So is it more expensive to book a room for one person, or do you have to pay for two? Let me tell you, if I'd paid for two, it would have been cheaper, but you can't. So how it works is you will book a double room. Most hotels, you will not even get an option of a single room, which again, I don't feel is right, because you're not even giving a single person an opportunity to try and save money. So it will always be, say, a double or a twin. If there is one person, you will get a room occupancy charge. This baffles me, because that room, whether there's one person, two person, four person, is the same room. However, they look at it that if, say, for example, two people would spend 4,000 on that room, why should they only have it for 2,000? Which I get. but the level of charges for the room occupancy is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I got charged this year over £600 for room occupancy. I say this year, last year. This year, however, I'm getting charged, I think it's about 840. That is just a charge. You could not get away from that. That is an occupancy charge. And I said to the travel agent lady last year, you're hindering people wanting to travel. Like, you want to promote solo traveling and backpacking and everything like that. Backpacking may be a cheaper option because it's a group, everything like that, but if you're literally just a solo person wanting to travel, you are hindering them because you're not giving them an option of a single room. The charge, okay, I get there needs to be a charge, but that much, that is another holiday. That is a log cabin. When you put it into perspective, I do think it's daylight robbery, absolute daylight robbery, and I didn't like that. But what can you do? They actually have you over a barrel. There is nothing you can do. So yeah, it is frustrating. I would love to pay for 2 people because it would be cheaper, but you can't do that, I'm afraid. So it does work out more expensive if you can book. I always look to book so far in advance and like see if there's deals on at the time. So sometimes there will be things like, oh, if you're traveling between these dates, you can get an extra £100 off a booking, or 150, whatever. Every little helps. And I think if you're going to charge me that, I need to take as much as I can, can't I? Because otherwise, I mean, geez Louise, they do. It is literally take my money and spank me because you are robbing me. Absolutely robbing me. I'm going to have a little refreshment because I feel like I've been rabbiting for way too long. And let's get into the next little pieces, shall we? Because there is so much. I love this. You notice, guys, I'm doing a lot more like Q&As and interactions. I love this. I absolutely love this. Happy, happy girl. Right, so the next question. Where is the best to research where you want to go? So, I'm very old school. I still like a package holiday. I feel like this is because of the way I've been brought up. We always used to go to the travel agents. You get it all in one and it's done. I would say for research, I always look on TUI, First Choice, even though they're like sister companies. One will always have a better promotion than the other at the same time. I'll look on Virgin and British Airways, but you girls' budget cannot stretch to Virgin or BA. The best form of research, I think, as well, is when you go on and you do your things, filter it to the max. When I say filter it to the max, I mean when I go on mine, I'll be like, right, hotels with free Wi-Fi. I've been stung before where the Wi-Fi is not included, and trust me, it is a hefty price to pay in some places. Free Wi-Fi. I like a spa on mine because I like to go for a little bit of a refreshment. A gym, because on the odd mornings I do like to get up, I like to go to the gym. Entertainment. Good selection of restaurants. Like, I would like at least 5 or 6 restaurants on my complex because I love food and I feel like I get bored with a buffet every night, so it's good variety. You can filter it down to like water sports on site, private beach, everything at all, daytime activities for children. I filter the life out of it. Then my next thing, which you can't filter down on, it is a case of going through each hotel and looking. I like to have a bath. Even on holiday, I like to have some form of a bath of an evening, because some days I will get in, yes, and I will have my shower and normally they're like big rainfall showers, which are fabulous, but sometimes, you know, when it's like a sunburn day, I just want to soak in a bath, or out there they're mainly like jacuzzi type baths, and just relax. Not a lot of places abroad have baths, because why would you want to be in a baking hot country in a bath? I know. So that is another thing that I find I have to slightly pay a little bit more for on a hotel sometimes, to have a hotel that will have a bath. Then once I've narrowed it down, I've filtered it down, I would like to try and keep it down to like 3 top ones. I always have one in there that is completely out of my budget, but I like to look. I mean, a girl can dream. And then I will always have 2 that are within the budget, but maybe like part of a different area, or there's something different. And then I will go on TripAdvisor, because estate agents are always going to show you the best reviews, the best pictures, isn't they? TripAdvisor shows you everything. Everything will be on TripAdvisor. good or bad. And then I will go through, I will narrow it down. I will go through pretty much, I'd say I'll go back about 2 or 3 months of recent reviews. And I will sit there and scroll through all those photos. Some of them are like 6,000 photos because you'll have the professional ones and then you can have travelers photos. And I just do all photos. So you get like a bit of a mix and match. TripAdvisor, I would say, is the best thing to do. Once you've narrowed it down from, say, the estate agents, TripAdvisor all the way. That is what I would do. What safety measures do you take to stay safe? Love your videos, by the way. Thank you. The safety measures, I would say, are just being cautious, being sensible, being smart. I would always make sure that I had some form of a spray on me. You might think silly, I would always carry my insect repellent. Just on the off chance. I mean, I know it's not like a pepper spray or anything, but I just wanted something that would be quick enough to like deter anyone if anything bad was going to happen. But I have seen when I went to Newcastle, I picked one up, but guys, I could not fathom out how to use it. It's a thing that you put in the lock of a door. And it's supposed to, like, someone tried to thingy, it blocks a key coming through. Do you think I know how to do it? I have tried it on my door. I did actually take it to a hotel when I went away for my Christmas do to try it. I can't get it to work, so I think I need to YouTube that. I do think that YouTube needs to be my friend because it is quite good. It was only, I think, about £7 or £8 for Amazon, and it's like a thing that will stick out of the door and there's like a little red lever on it, and it's something to do with the lock, or when a key comes through, like it doesn't jam it, it won't allow the door to open. So I thought, you know what, that is definitely worth it. But me actually working it and getting it to work is another matter. But if you have any other safety measures or tips for like traveling alone, please do tell me, because as I say, this year I'm going to Jamaica. Another long flight, another one that's far, far away, and all of the safety measures would be needed, okay? Because I don't know, people have been trying to warn me off Jamaica, and it's annoying me because it's somewhere I've always wanted to go. So I do feel that potentially I need to be a little bit more safer. I don't know. Tell me if you've ever been to Jamaica. Is what I'm hearing not the truth? Is it maybe being exaggerated? I'm not too sure. Let me know if you've been there, okay? I'm going to Negril. I don't know how you say it, but yeah, that is where I am going. Another one of my lovelies says, you've inspired me to want to start. Ah, go and do it. Go and smash it. You will absolutely love life. Guys, I am so sorry. You know when you have a bit of skin that is just annoying you? And you watch, I'll do this now and I'll probably get a whitlow. Great, that's exactly what I need from my log cabin. Honestly, go and do it, my lovely. You will be absolutely fine. Another one of my lovely says, where else would you like to solo to? Oh, where do I even begin? Where do I even begin? If you saw my bucket list travel diaries episode, everywhere. I want to solo travel all over the UK, all over Europe, all over the Caribbean. I would love to do all the Caribbean islands. Don't get me wrong. Some islands I feel like, no, you can't do on your own, like Bahamas. I feel like Bahamas is a very like honeymoony place. And if I went there and I was on my own, I'd just be like, oh. I mean, it's a constant reminder when you go out anyway, but to actually go to like, probably like a honeymoon resort, oh God, I couldn't think of anything worse. But I would love to do all of Caribbean. I would love, once the ban in America gets lifted, to travel parts of America on my own. I would love to do Texas and San Francisco, New York, Miami, all of them places. There is a lot. There is a lot. And as I say, if you saw my bucket list, I have a little pad where I have all of like hotels, spas around England, just little getaways, like little cute B&Bs with like, I don't know, maybe like a nice little restaurant nearby. Can you tell there's a running theme? I go where the food is. I can't help it. I mean, I can't help it. Another one lovely says, how do you hunt for places to go and what's the first step to solo travelling? So for me, I don't really, it's not I would go looking. It's if I have a destination in mind, I think, right, travel agents, then TripAdvisor, then book it. In terms of what's the first step to solo travel, actually confirm to yourself that you want to do it. Because it could get to that day and you could think, I don't want to do this. I had that doubt. When I was packing my case on the morning of my flight at midnight, my flight was at, I think, 9 AM. I had to be at the airport at 6. I was packing at midnight. My case was over. It took me 5 times to attempt to repack it. I don't pack light. I don't pack light. And part of me was thinking, do I even want to do this? Is it even going to be worth it? And part of me was thinking, just don't go. Just don't even put yourself through it. Mentally, physically, emotionally, don't do it. And then the other half of me was thinking, why not? You've come this far. You've paid all the money. I would never get my money back. You've paid it. What's the worst that can happen? If you hate it, you can lay by a pool all day and catch a tan. Which, can I say, I went away last October. I still get my tan lines on my bum. I'm very proud of that. I mean, I might not have retained the tan anywhere else, but my bum, I've still got my little strap line from my bikini bottom. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy. You probably think that's really TMI, but we're all friends here, and that is something that I felt I needed to share. The first step is just taking that step. Whether it be, as I say, for me, my first step was a log cabin. It could be a day in London, a day in a city or a town near you. Just take that first step to do a little something on your own and see how you are, and gradually it'll build. I mean, I don't feel like I do things by halves. I done like the 6-hour log cabin away, and then I done the 10-hour flight away. I didn't really stay home or stay close by, did I? I just kind of, if you're going to do it, go and do it. But yeah, any tips you want or anything at all, just send me a DM, my lovely, alright? Another one of my lovely says, do you get scared going to new places on your own? I do and I don't. I don't know if it's so much scared. I do feel like I get anxious. But that is because I'm an overthinker. I will overthink everything. It could be the most simplest of scenarios. I will still overthink it. I wouldn't say scared. I would say apprehensive. That is the word. Kind of because you're walking into the unknown in a way, which is true. But scared, no. I see it as an adventure. I think that's where like the adrenaline, the apprehension, slight anxiety, sick feeling, because it's all an adventure and you never know where it's going to go. And as I say, I just want to keep having all these little adventures, and whether that be on my own for the rest of my life. As we all know, I have ripped myself off to I'm 30, so I ripped myself off from 27, so 3 years to do what I want to do, go travel what I want to do, and just be happy with myself. And you know what? I feel like by doing these things, you learn to self-love yourself a bit more, which probably sounds really corny and cliche, but you spend time on your own. When you go for the meals, it's you and you alone. When you go to the spa, when you're in your room of an evening, when you're on the balcony, it is you. And if you're someone who doesn't like your own company, it could be quite hard. But I feel if you were someone who didn't really like yourself or like being on your own, I would say a little night or two away in the UK, if you're from the UK or wherever you live, just on your own, local, so that if you do decide this really ain't for me, you can go home. But just to take that time to be on your own and take something or do something that you like. So for me, it's reading or poetry, anything like that. And just see how you go. And then before you know it, you'll be like, right, I want to book the next one. That was what I'd done. I'd booked Jamaica before I'd even gone Dominican. And Mum said, oh, Shan, you haven't even been on this one yet. I come back from Dominican and she went, are you happy you've booked Jamaica? I was like, oh my God, I want to book next year. I want to book like 2024. Mum's like, all right, hold your horses, okay? Calm down, girl. One of my lovelies says, my anxiety is through the roof just thinking about going away on my own. I wish I was as brave as you. Oh, thank you. I really don't see it as being brave though, nah. At the beginning, I feel right. Let's put it real. I only went abroad last year, not for the fact that obviously I wanted to go abroad, but to prove to people I could do things on my own. It's different going shopping on your own, and if that failed, I would always have Mum. Mum would be like, what do you want to do? Well, I wanted to go like London today. XYZ didn't want to go. Come on, we'll go. Actually getting in a car and driving away or going on a plane away, I wanted to prove I could do it. I was adamant that I could do this on my own. I've always kind of been a very outgoing person, but there's outgoing and then sometimes there's like playing much stupid. People, when I said I was going to the log cabin on my own, why are you doing that? oh, how boring, you need to get friends and da da da. I feel being an only child as well helps because I'm used to my own company and I like my own company. And then abroad, I had a lot of people saying, you don't need to do this. The people close to me knew why I was doing it, and they're like, you do not have to prove anything. And I'm like, but I do. And you know, when you're in that battle of it's you versus you, like, part of me is like, Shan, you don't need to prove anything, like, you're doing it right. And part of me is like, no, I need to prove, I need to put my money where my mouth is. I said I'm not going to stop travelling just because I'm on my own. I need to do it. And yeah, I had to bite the bullet and do it. And as I say, the run up for the thing was not the best for my first time, and I just touch wood, pray to God I don't have that this year. But when I was there, once you get over the initial anxieties and the initial worries, and for me, I always say my holiday doesn't start until I put everything in the safe at the hotel, because you're like constantly, I know my passport and that's there, but you're always constantly like checking and making sure, if I got my bag, if I got this, that. I would say that the first thing, if you really want to try on your own with your anxiety, maybe just try going to a shop on your own, or say grab a coffee or grab a sandwich. I think it's really important that we have time to ourselves, whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, an hour, a week, whatever. I feel like if you're on your own, if you're in a relationship, if you've got a hectic life, a big family, it is important to have time on your own, because of an evening, that's my thing, of an evening, you are with your thoughts. And for me, I don't want to have regrets. I feel now, if I didn't go to Dominican, number one, I'd be annoyed because I'd lost all that money. But I would think, knowing what I did out there now, I would kick myself if I didn't go. Because I'd think, you stupid Wally, you have just missed out on one of the best experiences of your life. And it was. I would say that was a key point, I think, in my life. And I look back at pictures and videos even now and I think, I did that. Like, I don't really recognise myself out there. I'm like, I did that. And then I think, if that's like only, say, 6 months after, how will it be when I've done Jamaica and then I've done whatever, and I could look back in 2, 3, 5, 10 years time and I'm like, look at that girl. If you looked at the girl I was, well, I say girl, woman. If you looked at the woman I was at the beginning of 2022 to how I ended 2022, I wouldn't have recognised myself. I wouldn't have recognised the change. Not just the hair. We did just go crazy with the hair, but just everything. And there was a comment actually earlier in the week. One of you lovelies had rewatched one of my old log cabin videos. Not the one I went on my own, or one prior. And it was a lovely comment, and it kind of made me choke a bit, because they said like, oh, been watching your videos, da 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 da, come back to this old one. Don't know what happened in your relationship, but it was along the lines of, kind of glad it did because of the person you are now, like how much I've changed and how much, I think it was like bubbly and loud that I am now. And that is, for me, if you guys can see that, that is nice for me, because I feel like sometimes when I have a bit of self-doubt that, oh, nothing's changed, and people say, actually, yes. And it's not to be like, well, you're completely different, so you weren't you back then. It's just, you grow up and situations mould you to whoever you're going to be in life. And yeah, that did touch me, that one, because I thought, you know what, you've got this. And I'm thinking, now just roll on the Jamaica vlogs. And you guys are also excited for the log cabin vlog, which makes me so excited, because we all know it's going to be a long one. It will always be a long one. And would you expect anything less, eh? Would you expect anything less? Another one I love, he says, have you stayed in a hostel to save money? See now. I would love to go backpacking. I'd absolutely love to go and do like a 2 or 3 month tour of Australia, America, Asia. I would love to do that. I'd even love to do like a tour just of England. Just like an actual road trip. Get in the car and just drive to all the main places and discover the world of England. I haven't stayed in a hostel, and I'm not going to lie, I don't think I ever could. I don't want that to sound stuck up or anything, but I think for me, I would not be able to relax. I think that would be when I would be anxious all the time. At least in a hotel, you have a room, you have that door, you have a safe majority of the time, you have protection. I've watched videos of people backpacking being in a hostel and it's like 4 or 6 in a room, bunk beds with people you don't know from Adam, and I'm like, I don't know if I could be in that situation. If I was to go backpacking, I would still backpack, but I would maybe have like, I wouldn't say a fancy hotel, but maybe just like a budget line B&B or an Airbnb, something like that. I don't feel I could do hostels. Mama G would not let me do a hostel. When I've spoke to her before about backpacking, she's like, yeah, but you're not staying in the hostel. I think it's very different going on your own backpacking to going in a group. If you was in a group and there was 4 or 6 of you, you could go in a hostel because you'd probably more than likely be allocated one room. But being on your own, I don't know. I don't think I could do that. But hey, never say never, eh? My lovely says, no question, but I hope you have a stress-free time just chilling. I would love to say I'm going away to the cabin and relaxing, but I'm not. I am and I'm not. I always like to be on the go. I like to be on the go. I will be filming it. I'll be doing little bits of editing here and there, and I'll just be trying to make the most out of it because I feel I'm there for 4 days. Well, technically not even that, because Monday I arrive at about 2, I can check in. So I have a little walk around. I only really have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as full days. And then Friday, obviously, I come home. So I like to try and cram as much as I can in. But yeah, I will be having some stress-free mornings. I'll have a few lay-ins. I'm going to try and get back into the gym. The gym opens there, I think, 6:45. So I'm going to try and get in. Even if I just go for half hour to start off, I really miss running. So I feel like I'm going to start going on the cardio to start off with. Maybe potentially jump on the squat rack, leg press machine. I have missed that. But it's just, as you say, it's just about chilling and relaxing. And one of my lovelies, I think we'll end on this one. Is this the last one? Yes, it is the last one. I would love to go to a log cabin for me time. I was wondering if you can suggest which one would be nice. So, this brings me to Host Seasons. Host Seasons, I'll leave it down in the description box below, is the only website I use for my log cabins. And I have never had a bad one. Again, like travel agents, you can filter the life out of it. You can put where you want to go, a particular area, your nights. You can customize whether you want a lodge, an apartment, a boat, a caravan, a tree house. There are so many options. You can also then filter down on site whether you want Wi-Fi, restaurant on site, facilities, daytime activities for children, parking, everything like that. That is one I haven't had a bad log cabin from there. That did not sound right at all. I haven't had a bad log cabin from there. And as I say, they're the only ones that I have used. There is so many out there, I believe, that you could. But I always stick with them because I know the service. If there's any problems with payment or anything there, you go to their customer service. A lot of them, if you book in advance, you can book for £25 to £75 deposit. And then you pay 12 weeks before you go, I want to say. 8 or 12 weeks before you go. Everything, it tells you on the thing. You can take pets to certain ones. So if you've got a pet you would like to take, you can put on there. I think it's more dogs. I don't know if they accept any other pets, but I know that you can take dogs to certain ones. You can answer little things around the area to be like, right, I would like, I don't know, shops nearby or petrol stations nearby. It's very, very good. So I will link Host Seasons down below. I have done quite a few little areas in UK. I've done Somerset, which was Cheddar Woods. I've done in there, Cheddar Gorge. I've done North Devon, I've done Norfolk, I've done Shropshire, I've done Lake District, I'm now doing Peak District. I feel like there's some more I've done. I can't remember. I speak about it all in my log cabin travel diaries episode. But yeah, I would highly recommend a log cabin or even just like a little getaway in the UK, because there is so much in the UK that we don't know about. So whether you live up north, the south has beautiful areas, and if you live down south, the north has beautiful areas, and then you have east and west. We are very fortunate. If you go at the right times of the year, certain places can be absolutely gorgeous. And you know what? I definitely need a refreshment because I'm feeling parched. Guys, that's our first Q&A of the travel diaries done. So my lovelies, another season, an episode within travel diaries is now done. And my little hoodie, you would have seen, I got mum one of these for Christmas, and it says, "You are enough." And on the back it says a message like, "Dear person behind, the world is a better place with you in it. Love from the person in front." This I thought was a good message, because you are enough. If you want to go out and you want to book that road trip, you want to book that train journey, you want to book the flight, you want to get away and you want to do it on your own, you are enough. You are enough. You can do it, okay? It might be scary. It is scary. I'm not going to lie. But take the plunge and you won't regret it. You will not regret it. And I love watching TikTok because I'm getting quite a lot of travel videos come up. And there's one particular lady I watch and she's a solo traveller and I'm just like, I would love to do that. Imagine your job full time was just going around travelling solo. That would be the dream. Oh my goodness, that would be the absolute dream, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm nowhere near that yet, but hey, a girl can dream, eh? Guys, I do not want to take up any more of your day. And as I say, if you want to get involved in these types of videos, whether it be a travel diary, sit down with Shan, mukbangs, scandals with Shan, anything like that, head over to my Instagrams, which is a lifestyle and a food Instagram. They're always down in the description box below. And yeah, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out and also put your notification bell on for YouTube down here because you might get some bonus little uploads. As you know, on February, 1st of February, I did a little extra one. Hello, February. And half the time, I have so many ideas in my head. Before you know it, we'll be doing daily uploads. I mean, I would love to do daily uploads, but we're on 5 a week for the moment. I think, is that enough for you guys? Please don't say to me, no, it's too many. Oh, actually, no. If you told me it was too many, I would cut back to 4. I like 5. 5 is a good number, I think. If you would like daily uploads, I mean, I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to give you daily uploads, guys, but I don't. My life isn't that interesting to do daily uploads. We're not in Christmas. We're not in Christmas season. My life is just getting up, going to work at the moment. That's it. But yeah, I'm rabbiting as always. Will that ever change? No, whether it be 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and many more years to come, I will still be sitting here rabbiting away. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment, anything to do with the video. If you've got any other questions, anything at all, you know I love a chit chat. I am slowly catching up on my comments. If you are a regular, you know I will respond to every single comment. If you're a newbie and you think I messaged her last week, she hasn't replied, I do apologise. I'm catching up. I have a lot of comments on each video, so I do try and monitor them daily. When I'm away though, however, I will try not to. That is one thing that I want to kind of not do. I mean, I say that and then I will sit there and respond. I don't want it to be like an out of office for a week, but I do feel I would like some time to relax. Oopsie. I'm actually taking my tax records with me and all my receipts. So that's going to be fun to do one day, ain't it? But yeah. Ribbit rabbit in, as always, Shan. Let the people get on with their day. Take care, stay safe as always, and when's this going up? Sunday? You'll see me tomorrow for a brand new upload. Bye, guys.